keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing, yeah. Little lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Little lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. And like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Little lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Yo, listen, this is the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Nunzio, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and you're watching We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
We Are Wrestling. And if you don't listen to it, then it's one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Featuring your hosts, Danny and Donnie. We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs worldwide. It has been 1/3 of the We Are Wrestling podcast, America's favorite Uncle Wrestling's punching bag, Mr. 123. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
What's going on, everybody? Danny here, man. I'm back in my studio. I'm not held captive up in the mountains.
By someone's grandma's walker.
Wrestling news. We are here to talk about Elimination Chamber. Shit's gonna be real this weekend, and weekends like this, man, it makes me happy to be a wrestling fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm just happy to be live on another Wednesday night here on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel.
Living color.
Which, if you guys want to join us, we're doing live episodes all year round, every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But before we get into our Elimination Chamber predictions and all the great, juicy, hot We Are Wrestling news, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode. Also give us a follow, but if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you can catch these live episodes every Wednesday or the best pro wrestling content, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. We recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know the grind is real.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Power.
Thank you for giving me the time slot to do that after every single intro.
Oh, I always give you that little time spot. That was a part
you.
of your contract negotiations with We Are Wrestling. But we got some maniacs here in the live chat. Let's show some love. We got Nathan in here. I like the intro. We appreciate that. And he was drunk last night, apparently, so he is enjoying his recovery with us.
Bang over.
His little bang over. We got Alex Johnson in here. What's up? What is going on, Alex Johnson? Hope you're doing good.
Sup,
Hope
playa?
everybody here that's joining us is doing good. Couple things before we get into our power of the poll. First off, Blitzkrieg Pro, they're going to be having a show at the end of March, I believe on March 29th. And We Are Wrestling, we're going to be there. We're going to be sponsoring the Paul London versus Andy Brown match, which if you guys can't make it to Enfield, Connecticut, we will be uploading the full match on the We Are Wrestling channel. Or if you want to watch it live, you can go subscribe to IWTV for only $9.99 a month.
Big fact.
Also, big things happened as well for We Are Wrestling because we just posted our pre-sale tickets for the Wrestling Classic 6. The Blue Meanie. We Are Wrestling. We're bringing in ECW legend. And if you guys do want to order yourself an autograph, we do have those as well. We're going to be taking mail-ins and all that good stuff. So if you can't make it to Springfield, Mass, we got you guys. We're going to help you out. And, of course, this Saturday, we'll be doing a live watch-along for WWE Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, baby.
Which, in our main event topic this week, we're going to be giving you guys our full predictions for WWE Elimination Chamber. And you guys, if you have not listened to any of our predictions, we don't just say, okay, we're going to go with this guy winning or that guy. We talk about the build-up leading up to the match. We talk about what we think is going to happen in the match. We dive deep into each of the matches, unless it's something we really don't give a fuck about, which is probably that women's tag match. But we'll get there when we do. But yeah, guys, we have a great episode lined up for you guys this week here on the We Are Wrestling podcast. But how you guys been?
I've been good, bro.
Complain.
Just busting
All
ass
right.
on some content.
How you doing?
Man. You know, doing that whole streaming thing.
I'm doing all right. And I just noticed something. I forgot to upload Alex Johnson's graphic for the... because last week, Alex Johnson, I did make the graphic. I just didn't put it here before the show. So next week, you'll get to see your graphic. So you're going to have to wait another week, pal. So now with that being said, guys, let's get into our We Are Wrestling power of the poll. Every week, we recommend you guys to go to the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, go to our community tabs, and vote. We give you guys 1 week exactly after we're done doing the live episode to go vote. And last week, we talked about retired wrestlers. Which one had the worst second run? And you guys all picked the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! But this week, we asked you guys, who is the biggest stoner in professional wrestling? And the 4 options you guys had were The Godfather, Matt Riddle, Rob Van Dam, and of course, Ben's favorite legend of all time, Ric Flair. Woo! So,
Dude
Ben, you
just
want to
became a
hit
stoner.
that drum beat so we can get the results? And the winner is Rob Van Dam by a landslide. 76% of the We Are Wrestling Maniacs picked RVD, while only 14% picked Matt Riddle, 6% picked The Godfather, and only 4% picked Ric Flair. How do you feel about the results? Do you agree?
No, I can tell you this for 100%. right now that none of these motherfuckers that voted on that shit know shit about anybody that's a stoner. Because they don't come to the Wrestling Classic. The biggest stoner, I will say, would probably, especially in terms of how long they've been doing it, would go to Rob Van Dam. But the biggest stoner in general to me is the Godfather. So y'all really fucked up there.
I was gonna say,
it should have been neck
dude.
and neck.
I was gonna say, man, the Godfather, like when we were interacting with him at the Classic 3, which was our
fucking
first
stoned
time
as
being
fuck.
a vendor, he talked about marijuana with us for at least 10 to 15 minutes straight.
Oh, it was one of the greatest conversations of my whole fucking life, man. So yeah, like I said, man, it should have been neck and neck with Godfather and RVD because they're both known for it, bro. Like Ric Flair just started fucking smoking in like the last 5 years, and then Matt Riddle, like, yeah, he's stoned, but look at these other legends. They've been doing it longer, so I have to go with them, you know?
Yeah, plus, like, with Godfather's, like, marketing, too, like, going from, like, the hoe
Smoke
train
train.
to the smoke train, like, come on, man. Like, I feel like, at least, like, I can understand RVD winning, but, like, come on, like, where's the love at for the Godfather? Like, 6%?
That's what I'm
Man,
saying,
like,
dog.
dude, We Are Wrestling Maniacs that are voting on this, you guys need to go back and watch the Attitude Era, because Godfather, he was really good.
I feel like people, like, when you look at Rob Van Dam, like, you know he smokes 100%. If you don't dive deep into, like, somebody like the Godfather or whatever, like his, like, you know, Charles, like the actual person, whatever, I don't necessarily know if you would realize
I'm
that
gonna
he
go.
is a stoner,
Yeah,
you know what I
Danny
mean?
100% is talking some facts, man. Like the casuals definitely like picked this list and did this 100%. Like the casuals did this. If we had people that were like genuine, like huge, like fucking fans, they would 100% have picked Godfather.
Yep, I think we had over 200 votes on this one, and I think they're all from Casual Cam, probably.
Casual Cam, man. Making those burner accounts just so he can vote more than once.
But if you guys want to be a part of the power of the poll, all you got to do is go to our community tab and vote. And please do some research before voting, because we want this to be fun. Like, come on, 76% Rob Van Dam. Come on now.
You made him sweep when he shouldn't have swept.
Yes,
Not gonna
thank
lie.
you. Thank you,
Not
Ben.
gonna lie, I actually think I did vote on this one. I was one of the people that voted for RVD. But I mean, like,
Of course you did.
Well, I mean, I'm not mad at it because you chose one of the two that really deserved it. So I mean, I'm not mad at it.
No, I agree. Our RVD does
I
deserve
usually
to win on this
I usually
one.
try and pick the one that I know for a fact is gonna win, and like, you know, you should have known everybody was gonna pick RVD. You know,
Did you just say you're a bandwagon, Danny?
for things like that, yes, man.
Wait, are you eating a chocolate munchin?
I've been fucking bodying Munchkins this whole fucking time, bro.
Only on a 420 power of the bull.
No.
Anything could happen live, but if you guys want to be a part of this every week, go to our community tab and vote.
And get on the smoke train, baby.
Get on the smoke train.
Or
It's
the hoe
legalized.
train. I mean, whatever you prefer.
Donnie knows what's up.
That's all right. Yes, I do.
I don't
So,
smoke, so I don't really partake in that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna just drink my water.
I
I'm
respect
like a
that.
fucking 65-year-old fucking man, bro. I go to bed early and I drink my
I
water.
will say this, though. I don't know how, like, I might be taking a little break from smoking marijuana for a little while.
What the fuck did you do?
Well, I went to our buddy Dan the Man's house, and I took a rip from his bong when I was getting his Jericho Cruise file, and yeah, that totally fucked me up, and I didn't think I was going to get home. It
Bro,
was bad.
that's why you don't go to
I got
somebody else's
anxiety
house
from
and-
it.
Bro, that's probably why you don't smoke a bong at somebody else while you're at somebody else's house. That's something you want to do at your house.
Yep, I learned my lesson there. But guys, not Dan the Man's fault. I was the one that decided to
This
do
is
it
another
without
Dan,
even
by the
thinking,
way. It's
so-
not me.
Nah, Dan.
Just wanna put
Nah,
that-
Dan. It's 100% your fault. If you're watching right now, bitch, it's all your fault. I'm kidding.
I don't even know if he, like, I need to ask him if, like, because I think I did a good job at, like, hiding my anxiety from, like, because, like, I felt it in my body, couldn't feel my forehead, dude. It was bad.
Yeah,
Bro,
this dude
when I used
was
to
like
smoke-
straight as a statue on the outside, but just know that statue was imploding on the inside.
When bro,
I'm gonna have to ask Dan that, but
the couple times I smoked, I feel like I'm having like outer body experiences. Like after we're like,
that's
really
what I
sitting
felt
conscious-
on. That's what I
after-
felt on Friday.
I have to really sit and concentrate on like figure out like, am I really like in this situation right now? You know what I mean? Because it just doesn't feel real to me. That's why I don't smoke. I don't like it.
Before we end this little power of the poll segment, and I'm just gonna bow this right now, I can confirm with many of those experiences of Danny smoking, it's not a good time. Well, it's a good time for us, but it's not a good time for him.
And you lighting my mattress on fire.
Yep.
Wait,
sleeping.
what?
So while he was stoned as fuck.
From you.
So when we lived across the street from you, he was stoned as fuck, and it took him forever to get up the stairs and into his bed. And dog, when I tell you he could not move, with his eye just drooped open, could not move. I lit his mattress on fire while he was sleeping, and I just let it trail up to his face, and then I put it out.
Oh my god, that's like some evil Kane shit.
No, I was just high as fuck and thought it was funny.
I also put my old dirt bike helmet on, sprayed Axe on it, and he lit my head on fire.
Dude, that was dope as fuck. All right? That was dope as fuck. That shit was sick.
Oh my god. All right, we're getting a little carried away now. Let's get into our We Are Wrestling highlight of the week. This is our favorite thing that happened in the wrestling world this past week. We'll start off with you, Danny.
Oh,
wait,
Danny's starting.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna light him on fire in a minute. Ben, I'll let you start, and then Danny will understand.
Dude, my highlight of the week, honestly, is going to come out of a left shock for you guys, but it was The Rock.
The Rock.
It was The Rock, but you'll understand why when we get to that subject, and we are getting to that subject soon. So
The Rock or I'm not even going to say the other word.
What's the other word?
You're going to say the cock? Yeah, of course you were. Of course you fucking were. Well, of course you fucking fifth grader. What was your highlight of the week, Danny? Actually, Donnie, you go, because he's trying to keep it together. So
all right, I'll let him get his composure.
He's crying.
My highlight of the week, I gotta say, has to be TNA.
Okay.
Obafemi showing up. Like I watched TNA, dude, and like watching him kick the system's ass. I really enjoyed it. Like I don't really cover a lot of the TNA stuff on here. I don't do reactions for it, but I do watch it. And
dude, the partnership's picking up.
Man, like Obafemi like got a massive pop, and like it was nah, man, it's Elijah. It's Elijah. Yep.
Elias, really singing with Joe Hendry?
Dude, that was great.
Yeah, that was sick.
Elias, I'm kind of glad he didn't go to AEW or Ring of Honor.
Right, he would have got lost in the shuffle real quick.
I'm glad he's on he's on TNA, because at least there's like, you can tell he wants to go back to WWE. So
here's what I'm gonna say though, real quick, before Danny, you answer your highlight of the week. I really hope though, with Joe Hendry and Elias, they don't have these two wrestle right away. I want them to build that friendship up on television consistently,
and then have Elijah turn on him.
We need Elijah to turn on him a little bit closer to Slammiversary, one of their bigger events, which I will actually be going to this summer. But
Slammiversary, that's like their second biggest ones, right?
Yes, that is their second biggest event. So I think that's where they should have the Elijah versus Hendry match.
It's Hard to Kill. That's like the WrestleMania, right?
Nope, Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory, that's what it is. Sorry. Yeah, Bound for Glory.
Hard to Kill is like their SummerSlam, I would say.
Oh, that's kind of dope. Okay.
But yeah, man, I freaking hope that like they do slowly build this and it's not going to be on just another random pay-per-view. I think it's got to be Slammiversary.
So what was your highlight of the week, Dan?
My answer is going to be very generic. And you guys already probably know where I'm going with this, and it has to be the Hardy showing up on NXT last night, because
that was almost mine, man. It's not generic. It's fucking great, man. It's a moment.
There's a lot of good things that happened this week in the wrestling world.
It was their first time on NXT.
First WWE match in fucking 5 years.
When I tell people this, people probably look at me like I'm 5 heads, because a lot of people don't remember. Remember back in 2010, 2009, somewhere around there, when NXT first became a thing, it first got announced or whatever, it was sort of like a game show.
Oh, dude, I love the game show.
Matt Hardy was one of the legends or whatever. He trained Justin Gabriel.
Yep, and then he had that botch where like he fucking flipped over the ring.
That shit was so fucking funny. That shit will live on for the rest of the time.
But that was the only time Matt Hardy's ever been on NXT, and Jeff Hardy and all the time he was in WWE, he never made an appearance on NXT or whatever. So last night was the first time they ever stepped foot inside an NXT ring. And I mean, bro, when I tell you they got the biggest pop of the night, they got the fucking biggest pop of the night.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be talking about that in the
Facts, Nathan.
TV recap in just a moment, but let's read some of the Maniacs highlights of the week. We have Alex Johnson in here. My highlight of the week is Dominic Mysterio helping Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez
course.
win the Women's Tag Team Championships. Of
Oh, you
course,
horny
not
motherfucker,
surprised
you.
by that.
Of course,
I
man.
did hear, Alex Johnson, you were in the ring celebrating with them. But we also have Nate in here. My highlight is The Rock and Cody, which honestly, can't blame like Danny for picking the Hardys. Can't blame you, Ben, for picking The Rock. Can't even blame myself for picking TNA. Like, it's been a great freaking week of television.
What up, Josh? Yeah, I'm really excited to like give my. When we get to The Rock and Cody, would you mind if I went first? Because like it's
course,
just something to explain. Just because like, dude, I have a hunch, and you might be able to pick up what I'm gonna put down.
All right. But do you want to share that during the predictions? Or do
I'm
you
going
want to share that
I'm sharing
in
it during the
TV
predictions.
recap?
No, I'm
Okay.
gonna do it for predictions.
All right, well, with that being said, guys, let's get into the We Are Wrestling weekly TV recap. This is some of the big highlights that have happened throughout the
Yes,
week
Josh.
in the wrestling television world.
What's up,
So,
Nate?
starting things off, which we're not going to go too deep into this because it will be a part of our predictions. Last Friday on SmackDown, The Rock announced that WrestleMania 42 is officially in New Orleans, but also had a segment with Cody Rhodes, and at the end, saying he wants his soul. And let's hear from the one and only, and I can't believe he actually wanted to talk about this, Ricky Knows Best. Let's see if Ricky liked the segment or if he didn't like it.
Let's go.
Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
It's me, Ricky Williams. Moxley's just as crazy as him.
They do it too sometimes. I'll be catching it.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Stop playing.
Actually,
Well,
I'm gonna
that's why I
talk
think
about it right
it's
after
so
Ricky,
over.
Okay.
because I have a feeling.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky
I am
knows
curious to
best.
see what Ricky thinks.
Believe in me. God bless you.
What's up, We Are Wrestling? Shout out to the whole We Are Wrestling game, man. Let me give you all my thoughts on
What's up, motherfucker?
this Rock and Cody Rose segment.
Ricky
be honest with
Underground
you,
right now.
I don't care for it. I don't know why. I don't
No
understand nor
surprise.
know why they're going with this angle now. In some ways, it makes sense, I guess. But to be honest with you, I really don't care for Cody selling his soul. I don't care. And as much as it sounds for me to be a prick about it, not a prick, but like Cody's whole WWE title run has been lackluster. It's been trash, terrible, underwhelming, and I'm not being no hater. He deserves it and everything, but there's nothing good coming out of the run. I just don't like it. I
Understand.
don't care for it. I don't care for the host angle.
A lot of people are mixed on
And
it,
I'm not
though, so
about
I
to be
understand.
bashing wrestlers anymore. Well, I never really did. I'm not really about to bash anything. I just don't care for this at all, period. I don't tend to care anything. The whole thing is just... That's just my opinion, though. Let me know what you think.
Got you. I'll let you know what I think right now.
All right, what do you think, Ben?
So clearly he was not into it, but here's why I am. So obviously The Rock wants Cody to basically like sell out, basically, and kind of like go corporate because he has the corporate look. He's got the following of the fans. But one thing that's 100% I don't think is going to happen, and I can almost confidently say is not going to happen, is Cody's not turning heel.
Oh, it's not happening.
But, and just wait for me to get done with this after I say this, because this is where I feel like the sparks are going to fly here. John Cena's gonna. And this is why I
did say
it.
that in my reaction.
This is why I'm going to say it. John Cena is going to. Because Cody is not going to be that corporate champion. John Cena's winning the Elimination Chamber. The Rock's going to come out, or Cody's going to come out. He's going to congratulate Cena. Rock's going to come out. He's going to ask for that answer at Elimination Chamber. He's going to deny it. John Cena's going to hit Cody with an AA right there. And he's going to try, and he's going to go to WrestleMania, and he's going to go for the title, and Cena's going to be that corporate fucking champion. He already fucking said it the moment he said, this is for what is best for business. I'm doing this. It's best for business, and they can have a month to slander my fucking name. And that's all he said. That was the most un-John Cena thing we have ever fucking seen him do on television in years. He has been giving nothing but heel vibes. So that's just where I'm going with it. I could be completely wrong, but I'm going to take the shot in the dark and say Rock and Cena are in on this. This is John's final run. He's not going to be fucking Rock is not performing at WrestleMania, but he's going to have some kind of involvement, and I think this is where it is because it also intertwines with Cody's story. And Cody's the new fucking John Cena. Who's going to give him the better rub as the most basically glorified babyface there is than the babyface himself? And there's enough time to turn him back face before it is done.
So here's the thing. I agree with everything you're saying except it happening at Elimination Chamber. I think they're going to save that for WrestleMania. Cena turns heel on the biggest stage of them all. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be Chamber because they're going to build this up as like that dream match. And then I think at WrestleMania, the final boss will be there. And I think that he's going to cost Cody Rhodes. Cena's going to win. And we're going to get that like
corporate
Bash
champion
at the Beach 96. Like when Hogan turned heel. That's going to be the reaction we're going to get with John Cena. And I cannot wait.
I could see it happening both ways since you put it that way. I would be happy either way. But I think Cena is going to officially go heel because we haven't gotten heel Cena rather since fucking 2004. I think we're finally going heel. And this is the best way to do it with The Rock having the most power. Two guys that went off to fucking Hollywood, left it all behind, coming together. So, yeah, we need good villains. And who better than The Rock and John Cena together, Loki?
I want to know what Danny thinks about this.
It was interesting. You know, I've been hearing a lot of people because, you know, I watch a lot of, you know, different takes on. I watch a lot of people, you know, their podcasts and stuff like that. I tend to listen in and just hear what the community's saying. And I feel like a lot of people don't quite understand what the whole selling his soul means. You know what I mean? And it's pretty much, you know, like whenever you hear somebody like, you know, whether it's a musician, you know, they sign to a major record label, they get all these accolades, all these awards, all these, all you know, gold albums or whatever. They're like, yeah, but you know what? In a lot of ways, I probably had to sell my soul to get it. You know what I mean? The Rock promised Cody all the fame, money, just everything, as long as, you know, he's aligned with The Rock.
Fernando, you're already wrong. Cena already lost the Rumble. Continue.
I feel like a lot of people just don't quite understand like the whole point of the promo. But I don't think it's gonna be Cody, nor do I think it's gonna be Cena. I think it's gonna be Punk.
That's what I'm also thinking too. That's why I'm like, there's like an angel and like a devil on my shoulder where like one day I feel like it's gonna be John Cena. And then I feel like another day it's going to be CM Punk. And unfortunately, I have to make that decision in our predictions and our main event topic. Who I think is going to go
the Chamber hasn't happened.
I can see Punk doing it.
No, the Chamber hasn't happened. It's happening on Saturday. I don't see it being...
Because I can see Punk being corporate champ too.
I don't see Cena turning heel in his last run. Like, this is his last full year. Like, WWE's going to want... They're all about making money. They're going to want to milk the fuck out of Cena. And if he's heel, you know...
They are
Kids
all about
buy his merch.
He's got a good point.
I mean?
He's got a good point, but here's the thing. This is his final year. He has not been heel since 2004. They're all about telling good stories, and they are genuinely trying to give fucking Cody Rhodes the John Cena rub and make him the biggest fucking babyface they have, because once John Cena's gone, he's gone. He's not coming back. And they need that replacement.
He'll make appearances.
The best person to put him over in a heel role is the fucking the babyface himself. That is the only way it's going to happen. And that's the only way he's going to ever get that credibility.
But that's the thing about CM Punk, though. He has that, but here's the thing that makes it so interesting about John Cena and CM Punk. Because both of you guys make absolute valid cases. Here's what makes it even more interesting. They both have good relationships with The Rock.
Yeah, and Cena
got to work with him both WrestleManias, and when CM Punk was gone from WWE that one time, they were chanting CM Punk, and The Rock literally called him off the air, and Vince flipped.
What member of a family is The Rock related to? The Anoa'i family. Who's close to the Anoa'i family?
The Rock.
Paul Heyman.
And Paul Heyman.
Who looks at CM Punk as almost like a son?
Paul Heyman. Yeah.
And Heyman has the favor.
Like I said,
too.
I think it's going to be a triple threat. Cena's going to be in that main event, dude. Like, Cena's going to be in it, Punk's going to be in it, and so is Cody Rhodes. How it happens, I don't know, but I know for a fact Cody Rhodes is not going to be The Rock's champion, but one of those three will be, and I guarantee it's Cena. Because he's the only one that hasn't done fucking shit in a heel perspective in years.
But here's the thing that I also feel
it's going to be
with John
so
Cena
predictable
too.
if CM Punk does it. It's going to be predictable as fuck if CM Punk does it. It's going to be kind of predictable if Cody does it because people have been fucking raking on this. If Cena does it, it's out of left field. That is going to blow up the fucking internet.
Ben is not wrong about blowing up like the internet and stuff online because look at the impact that Hulk Hogan made. He was literally the John Cena of the 90s. And everybody thought that, like, throughout Hogan's career, like, he was gonna wear friggin' yellow and red for his whole career. And then that one night, he joined the Outsiders.
Thanks, Brad.
And Hollywood Hogan created the NWO. And
here's what I would do.
They broke records. And think about it with The Rock, too.
Let him cook.
Number one Hollywood star in the world. And he did the final boss character. He went heel. And look at what it's done for The Rock's career in professional wrestling too, even though he's not
Cena's
really
getting up
wrestling
there.
and stuff, but his presence is it feels a lot bigger than it did him just showing up on Legend Nights with his friggin' Under Armour shirts and doing the same old crap that he was doing in 2001.
Him and Cena are going to be huge. Cena's huge now, so it makes sense for the fucking Cena to go with The Rock.
And Cena
dude.
kind of left for Hollywood, and everything he said about The Rock, he kind of did.
He became everything he fucking despised The Rock for, so if you can't beat him, join him. That is a special case of it.
Ooh, man. But then, like, with CM Punk, that would be really interesting, too.
Let me expand your minds a little bit, okay? So I can pretty much see how they're going to go. CM Punk wins the Chamber, goes to WrestleMania, gets his main event, beats Cody.
I don't see him beating Cody.
We have a story between Cena and Punk heading into SummerSlam.
Yep.
They main event SummerSlam Night 2. Cena wins. Cena holds the title all the way to December. Who does he have a story with to end off his career? Randy Orton. Randy Orton beats Cena, puts him over on his last night. Orton wins the WWE title. Who holds the title until WrestleMania next year?
I'm going to tell you who's going to beat John Cena.
Randy Orton. Who do we get at Mania Night 2 next year?
Kevin Owens?
Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton.
Oh, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, or Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens?
You see, I think we're going way too...
We're going too far. We're going too far right now, man. But let's get back on top with everybody else.
Yeah, because, like, that's the problem here. Like, I feel like in some way, like, John Cena is going to lose... Like, he's going to win the championship. I think it's going to be SummerSlam around there. And I think towards the end of his run, I think the person that's going to take the title off of him is Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I don't think CM Punk's going to be winning anyways because all CM Punk wants is to main event. He got his win. That's it. He never said anything about really wanting a title. He just wanted to main event because that's the last thing he has yet to do.
And don't
literally corporate CM Punk, that would be
not forget.
Because that's everything he stands against. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. Him and John, like, dude, I'm like okay with both. And I think the way that we're gonna, and this is the best way to end this. The only way we're gonna find out is if Punk or John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
I want to say this first. All right. When CM Punk returned that Monday night, he cut a promo. At the end of his promo, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. What can The Rock give CM Punk?
Money.
I don't know, man. I like I said, John Cena and CM Punk, you both make elite cases, and I'm even still contemplating on who I have winning. And who knows if I'm even going to have like a firm answer when we get into our predictions. But let's read some of these comments because, wow, everybody here is passionate about this.
It's a big topic, man.
It's a big deal. It's Mania season.
People saw no value in this, but there is so much substance in that one fucking segment.
There is, and I never said there wasn't.
That's why I'm like, Ricky, are you out of your mind? You're not fucking invested, dude. There's so much that could sprout out of this.
but I get with Ricky because like what he wants from Cody Rhodes is the Cody Rhodes that left WWE and the dude was putting on banger after banger in New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. That's the Cody Rhodes Ricky wants. He wants Bullet Club Cody. He's tired of Cody just being the people's champ.
Dan, Paul Heyman owes CM Punk a favor too? Yeah, and you owe Donnie an apology for sending him home high as fuck, you asshole.
He does not owe me nothing, dude. I did it, all right? I did it. All right, let's read some of these comments, man. All right. Jesus. Nate Daniel. Nathan, I would love Cody versus Rock at WrestleMania 42. Cody is turning heel and will join Rock as his champion. I don't think that's happening.
No.
This story, I agree with this, though, from Fernando. This story has the potential of being Austin versus McMahon 2.0. I don't think it's going to reach the levels that it reached, but I think it will get people talking. I think Punk is winning the Chamber. We're going to get into that in just a moment. We got Bradley here, totally agree with Ben. Triple threat. We got Nate Daniel agreeing with Ben. We got Dan here. Paul Heyman owes CM Punk a favor, too. And Ben would you want Cody versus Rock at WrestleMania 42?
Nope.
All right, well, we got our answer there.
He had one hit.
I did. I had one hit, and it totally got me. Dan, you missed it earlier. I shared the story. I want to know, Dan, can you tell I had anxiety before I left your house? I want to know if I did a good job or not.
How far of a drive was that?
Like 20 minutes.
Oh, that's awful.
My
20 minutes is like
shoot
2
job,
hours.
my shoot job route. So that's why I was able to get home safe.
20 minutes when you're anxious,
Have you guys
fucking
ever
high
thought
as fuck
about
is like
this?
2 hours.
So like I said, my fault. My fault, 1,000%. I didn't have to take the hit. I
Dude,
chose
it's not
to.
serious. I think it's funny.
I was catching up with my good old buddy Dan. Dan the man.
I kind of want to bring something else up to you guys real quick.
Oh God, I'm afraid. What?
If you're coming out now, I think this is not a good time.
What? No. The Rock keeps bringing up the fact that he's on the board of directors of TKO, which owns WWE.
Vince McMahon.
What if the segment between him and Cody is in the middle of the show? Cody declines his offer. The Rock uses his power, takes out somebody in the Elimination Chamber, and then enters and wins, and we get Cody versus Rock at WrestleMania.
I did.
He literally, dude, The Rock literally said in unfinal boss mode that he was not performing at Mania this year.
I think he's going to be there in some capacity. He already said he needs 8 weeks to train.
He said
Isn't there like already less than 8 weeks to WrestleMania?
Meltzer also said that he wasn't going to be there, and The Rock.
You think Meltzer knows what the fuck is happening behind the scenes here with The Rock?
This is what I'm saying.
The Rock will be there, but he's not going to be
Meltzer wrote
performing.
an article saying The Rock was not going to perform at WrestleMania, and then The Rock went on IG and was like, "Don't believe these assholes."
But he also confirmed it at the press conference, bro, after SmackDown, that he wasn't going to be performing at Mania.
He's going to probably be there, but he's not going to wrestle.
Piece of shit I've ever seen in my life, bro. I'm like, he takes me out of the story every time because, like, you know, he wants Cody Soul, and then he goes and fucking on the press conference. Yeah, it's a great story. I like the direction that we're going. Cody's a fantastic guy. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
dude,
I
The
understand
Rock,
that you're on the board of directors.
We are here for you, Danny, if you come out now.
Dude, I'm just saying this right now. Do you guys remember the day back when we would want The Rock back because he was just non-existent, and then he came back and just fucking hyped everybody, and it was lit as fuck? It's not like that anymore. Like, we're past that. That honeymoon
I kind of
phase
want Rock
died
to
a long time ago.
I'm going to be honest here, because I wasn't really that interested in The Rock, like, because of what happened. Like, he made an appearance at Bad Blood, didn't really feel like
he did the
final
boss
boss
or whatever to Roman and Cody.
Yeah, but it was stupid. They wasted that booking. Let's go to the Raw on Netflix. He's all buddy, this and that. Waste of booking. But I will say this. I kind of like The Rock in an authority role. They can make that work.
I do too. But like when he's trying to tell this fantastic story heading into one of the biggest shows of the year, you don't fucking break character to go on a press conference and be like, yeah, it's fantastic. I think, you know, the fans are going to really enjoy where this story goes. It's like, if you're going to be in character on TV, be in fucking character.
But Triple H in the Netflix era already said, like, we're already, like, breaking those boundaries. Like, we
I
already
know,
know that it's a scripted
bro,
show.
could you imagine if last year, heading into Mania,
Like, they're letting
and
wrestlers that are
segment,
rivals against each other hang out,
during
like,
that
outside
segment where Rock
the
beat
show.
the hell out of Cody right next to his tour bus, made him bleed and everything?
Kayfabe's dead.
Could you imagine if he did that and then fucking an hour later went on a press conference, be like,
Kayfabe is dead, Daniel.
Don't worry, Danny. We will talk about The Rock when we get back to our predictions, but we got some topics that we got to run through.
We got to run through them, then we got to get into the predictions, brother.
All right, so with that being said now, let's get into our next TV recap. And I would say that this is even bigger than The Rock. Last Saturday on AEW Collision, we saw a vignette of Speedball Mike Bailey. What's your thoughts on the latest signing for AEW?
Don't know.
I think.
Wait, you didn't watch the video I sent you?
I think it's.
Well, I mean, I watched it. I just
okay.
Don't
What was
really
your thoughts
know
on
him like that.
on the vignette?
I mean, it was cool. Like it was
didn't
cool. It
see
made
it
him
'cause
look.
I
It
didn't know
made
you
him
sent
look
it in
really
the
good.
chat.
I don't really know him, so the hype personally for me wasn't there. But it was good production.
The only reason I'm okay with him being in
And I hope
AEW is
he
because
thrives.
he can make an appearance hopefully at Blitzkrieg again. That's literally like
I hope so.
Tony Khan has this thing to where he likes to hire new talent. He puts them on TV strong for a couple weeks, then takes them off for 6 months.
And then
So
grows
he's just gonna get
attachment
lost in
issues,
the
so then he
shuffle.
makes them sign on a contract that they can't go to WWE because it'll make him really, really big boy sad.
I will say with Speedball, like, I
waste.
feel like, just like Josh Alexander last week, I feel like he's just a perfect fit for AEW. Like, he fits what they're looking for. They focus more on the professional wrestling. I can't see Speedball Mike Bailey succeeding.
You know who else was a perfect
on the main
fit?
roster in WWE?
Miro. You know who else was a perfect fit? Luchasaurus. You know who else was a big fit? Fucking
Source is
Wardlow.
on
Where the
injury,
fuck
you
are they?
bitch.
And he was doing good. He was over with the whole kill switch.
Kill
thing with
switch is
Christian
fucking on
Cage.
injury. What are you doing?
Well, he had a serious injury too. Actually,
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
he had some kind of health issue.
Yeah, so what do you mean? What the fuck is he? He's fucking
It
recovering, you
doesn't
dick.
matter, bro. Like you can't.
What?
You can't.
Yeah,
You
but here's the
can't
thing, Danny. Same thing can be said about certain
It doesn't
WWE
matter.
stars that aren't being used. Like every promoter has
He's
their
hurt
people.
and out, but it doesn't matter. What?
And I don't know. I think Speedball Mike Bailey, he's going to succeed more in AEW than WWE.
He's
Like-
like Luchasaurus
he'll
is
be
injured,
on-
dumb.
He'll be on fucking AEW Collision wrestling in front of 100,000 people.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, the amount of, like, there's a lot of great matches that Speedball can have in AEW. Like, one of the matches that people are talking about right now is him and Buddy Matthews.
Crazy
And I
101.
think
I'm
that
not
could be a
saying that.
classic.
I'm just saying Tony Khan has a habit of bringing guys in, using them for a couple weeks, and then he gets fucking bored and tired with them, and you don't see him for fucking 6 months.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, AEW, they are starting to be consistent with their talent. If you look back at the beginning of this year to
Grand
now,
Slam
they have done a
Australia
good
was
job.
show, but from the first match to the main event, they lost 700,000 viewers.
Well, there's people that turned off their TV after
Fucking
the
really?
NBA All-Star.
They
What?
lost seven. They started off with a little over 1 million at the beginning of the show for the Osprey and Kenny Omega match. By the time we got to
Ratings don't matter.
Mariah
They
May
fucking
and-
matter.
By the time we got to Mariah May and Timeless Tony Storm, they were at I think
Danny?
300,000, 200,000.
That is
viewers.
awful.
Danny? Do you know what was on before Grand Slam?
Yeah, the NBA All-Star game.
And you know there's a lot of people that have cable television that just keep their TVs on, and then they just shut them off after like 15 to 20 minutes. It's a common thing that happens in all television shows.
Hey, he's just looking out for his boy, Danny.
Well, I'm just looking at it from another perspective that other people aren't talking about. Because it's true. Like, there's times where
Yeah,
I'm
but
watching cable television and I just leave my television on.
I don't
guess that
understand
counts as
how-
me as a viewer.
I don't understand how in a span of 2 hours you go from over 1 million to fucking 200,000. I just don't understand how that works. Because people weren't invested in the
Thank
the
you,
show.
Crazy 101. You could say the same thing about WWE. They've lost a lot of viewers consistently. That is true.
Not that much. I don't think even if Vince McMahon was running the shit.
What do you mean? Back in the day, WWE was drawing 2 million in 2010. Now, they can't even get to 2 million.
Raw's been consistently over 3 million every
Yeah,
week.
and I heard the Netflix numbers aren't that good after the first episode of Raw. But I don't know. Ratings, I think, are just overrated these days. It's hard because, with social media, there's people Like myself, I don't watch the full shows, but I'll go on YouTube. I'll watch the highlights at times.
I'm just losing so much faith in AEW and Tony Khan. It's just, I don't know. I haven't watched AEW in fucking almost 2 weeks, so I just don't care.
And Ben hasn't lost faith because he never got himself in this situation.
I was smart. That's why.
No, but Ben has been begging us the last couple weeks to get him one of those Mercedes Moné puppets.
You want a Mercedes Moné puppet?
You lying sack of donkey dick shit fuck. You can kiss my ass and take that fucking puppet and put it on your dick, little boy. I don't want that shit.
I'm gonna buy it and have it.
I don't have a blur, like a sound effect where I can go beep.
Why did you beep me?
So I just did that for a quick second.
Why did you fucking do it?
Oh, because whenever I'm watching NXT and SmackDown, I'm tired of fucking them when they go, holy shit, they freaking do that to me.
They did that last night during the Hardys.
I was so pissed. I didn't even get to listen to the Hardys fucking song because all they were doing was holy shit. But yeah, guys, Speedball Mike Bailey, let me just give my quick thoughts and we'll move on. I'm actually excited about this. I've watched him for years in the independent circuit, and anytime I see somebody like start off there and then get the opportunities like he did with going to TNA, winning the X Division title, I'm very happy for him, and I think that going to AEW right now is probably the right step because WWE is very, very stacked. And I think AEW could definitely utilize Speedball a little bit more than what WWE can do. I feel like in WWE, they're more focused on the larger-than-life characters, and I think Speedball, his ceiling would be NXT.
I just remember when
a tag champ or maybe a North American champ.
I just remember when Ricochet was on his way to AEW. Everybody fucking complained about it. Like, how many more Ricochets does AEW need? But yet, Speedball Mike Bailey is going there, and everybody's fucking praising it.
Yeah, but Ricochet's been doing great work. Him and Swerve, they've been doing a good job.
Story-wise, yes, absolutely. He's absolutely killing it. You know what I mean? But like, how many guys do they need that do like fucking tope solicitas and fucking like moonsaults and like everybody on the roster does it, including the main event guys.
Yeah, but then you could say the same thing about WWE. Like, how many people have played fucking football?
Ben's asleep. I tell everybody this, like, the last thing
WWE and AEW are two different companies.
The last thing in pro wrestling
one's
that
focusing
I enjoy
on wrestling,
is
the other's
in-ring
focusing
aspect.
on storylines.
And that might sound weird or whatever, but the last thing I look forward to watching is the in-ring. Like, I could give a fuck about the matches, but as long as I'm being told a good story, a good cohesive story that I can stick my teeth into, it's what I enjoy. I enjoy the backstage stuff more than I enjoy the in-ring stuff. So maybe that's why I'm, not really into AEW as much as I used to be. Although I do think Revolution is looking to be like a really good show. So there's my.
All right. Well, Nate Daniel has fallen asleep as well with Ben, and we can't have him actually start snoring, so we got to move on to our next topic. This past Monday on Raw, Liv Morgan and Raquel defeated Naomi and Bianca for the Women Tag Team Championships. What's your thoughts on this? And look, Alex Johnson's there.
I genuinely don't fucking understand why I've lost faith in the tag championships because it should have had some kind of interference from Jade Cargill, and the fact that they just let that slide is bullshit to me. So I'm not even interested.
What's your thoughts, Daddy?
It makes sense, with the story that they're telling, because this is a way to integrate Jade back into the fold. Because I do think that it was Bianca and Naomi that were responsible. I feel like it was Bianca that came up with the idea, and then it was Naomi that actually executed it. Because I mean, like, Jay gets attacked, and then Naomi is now one half of the tag team champions. Like, she had a lot to gain from the entire situation, and I feel like you couldn't really like bring Jade back and really like tell that story with Naomi
Spencer?
And Bianca.
Wait, I just want to tell Spence real quick. So what we're talking about right now, Spence, is one of our We Are Wrestling Maniacs, Alex Johnson, was in the ring live with Liv Morgan like around him with her tag team championship. That's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, he lost his mind.
But I will say this. I think that this was a good move. I think Liv Morgan focusing on the tag titles with Raquel, I think it's just something different right now. We don't need Liv to go for like the women's world title. She already had a great run with it. Could have been a little better, but I will say this, like, this is going to be a good way to kind of build that relationship up with her and Raquel so that eventually when they decide, okay, we need to push Raquel, they'll have Liv Morgan turn on her and Raquel will be a top babyface. So I think that this is a good move.
100%.
And it kind of gives the tag team division star power. And I do got to agree with Alex Johnson here. The women's tag team championship match was a good match because it was so unpredictable.
I remember on my stream I was complaining about this match. I was like, why the fuck is this tag team match going to be the main event? Like, I thought it was going to be ass. But then I was thinking, like, the way Triple H normally books, like, there had to be, like, a big angle that was planned for this match or whatever. A lot of people speculated that maybe Jade was going to return, you know what I mean, during this match or after this match or whatever. That didn't end up happening. I do think we see Jade, if not Saturday, very soon after. And
I don't really care about the whole Jade thing being attacked. Honestly, whoever attacked her, I need to give them a high five.
I don't care about it either. Like, I barely thought about Jade. Like, she hasn't. The show is pretty much the same, whether she got attacked or she didn't, whether she was on the show or not.
She was a lot better in AEW than she was in WWE.
That's because AEW hit a lot of her flaws.
Well, AEW yeah, exactly. They protected her. That's what I was gonna say.
And then WWE made themselves look like assholes, having her on ESPN and having her fucking flaunted like she was the next coming of Jesus Christ.
Well, that was smart. Because then it got WWE marks like Ben over here excited.
Ben, I want to hear Ben's thoughts on this entire thing.
Well, he already said he doesn't care.
Are you talking about Jade and Naomi and
yeah, like I want to hear your thoughts on like the whole Jade Cargill getting attacked. Like, who do you think
he wants? A heel Bianca. That's what he wants.
It's gonna be heel Bianca because they have literally nothing else to fucking do with her. If they don't turn her heel, at that point her career is dead in the water.
I feel like Bianca has a good chance at winning the Elimination Chamber.
Dude, I see. I disagree because if Jade Cargill's resurfacing anywhere, it's gonna be in the chamber. She's gonna fucking come out of nowhere. She's gonna come out of nowhere. She's taking out Naomi and Bianca, and then Raw or SmackDown, whatever fucking show there are after the show, we're gonna see the follow up. But in terms of that, I think this whole fucking thing is stupid because I feel like if anybody should have costed them the titles, it should have been Jade.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. That's a good way to end that topic.
It just seems so fucking pointless, and it feels like a really crappy transition, and it just proves yet again that they don't fucking care about those titles.
Yep, and we're gonna be talking about them not caring about the women's division in our weekly news, but we have one more TV recap to talk about. One that I'm sure we're all excited to talk about here. All right, well, Danny just left. He'll be right back.
Yep.
All right. I wish he told me so I can fix the background, but oh well, shit happens. We're live, pal.
Now we're good, man.
All right, moving on. We have our next recap. Last night on WWE NXT, we saw the return of the Hardys. And later on, Santino announced that we're going to be getting the Hardys versus Fraxium at Roadblock. What's your thoughts on the Hardys NXT debut? Well, WWE return.
I mean, it's kind of cool. Obviously, seeing the Hardys back on WWE television together for the first time in 5 years. Like it's really fucking cool. I wish that again their involvement was a surprise and an open challenge more so than ever. And that's like kind of the thing I hate about today's social media era. Everything kind of gets leaked. Everything's like publicized. Again, where kayfabe's dead, and that's the really shitty thing about it. But it's cool. It's cool seeing them back on WWE television because that just shows that they're going to be back on the main roster soon at some point doing something as well, because it's not just going to end at NXT. It's not going to. Like they want to go back full time and end it in WWE because that's their home, So
well, there are reports, Ben, that this summer they do plan on doing stuff with the Hardys on the main roster.
Yeah, I believe it. And I
can see SummerSlam being like the
match was good. The match was good. The energy in the crowd was great, and again, just all around really, really good to see them. I just hope that Jeff does not fuck this up.
Yeah, I hear you, man, on that. But Danny, what's your thoughts on the Hardys? NXT debut, WWE return?
I really loved it, man. Like, it's been a long time since I heard anybody on NXT get a reaction like that. You know, they had probably 4,000 deep, man, and every single one of them just going absolutely fucking nuclear. You know what I mean? As far as like Jeff, you know, because last time he was in WWE, he had his issues were still going on, whatever. I truly do believe that he's changed and he's not like that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he just seems like he's in such a better place. Like, every time you see him now, he has a smile on his face. Like, he's been posting a lot of like stuff on social media with his daughter and like doing like a lot of like TikTok stuff or whatever. Like, he just seems like he's in such a great spiritual place, mentally and spiritually. And like, I guess with him being through all that for as long as he was, people can look at that, oh, well, anybody can change for, a short amount of time. But I really honestly believe that he's not the same Jeff Hardy as he used to be, as far as like, his extracurricular activities that he's known for. And I do think that, they're going to be back in WWE full time. I do think they're going to end their career in WWE. And I do think that, they're first ballot Hall of Famers, man. 100%.
Oh,
the
there's
Hardys
no
are
debating
one of
there.
the greatest tag teams to ever fucking grace a pro wrestling ring.
I agree. But I will say this about the Hardys. I really enjoyed this. And I got to say, like now, like this TNA WWE partnership, I'm really enjoying it because I feel like right now, TNA Wrestling with Impact and NXT on Tuesdays, they're really producing the best friggin' wrestling shows weekly right now. Like, a lot of people aren't talking about how good TNA has been, especially like now that they're using Cora Jade, they're using Oba Femi, and now they're even bringing in like Elijah. Like, I'm very excited, like, with this whole partnership thing. Like, now it feels like a legitimate, like, invasion angle. Like, who's gonna cross the line? Like, they like to use that line a lot, both commentary teams, and I'm really enjoying this. I think the Hardys going against Fraxium, great move, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Nathan Frazier and Axiom, because to me, they're just another good wrestlers. But besides my opinion, I know people are excited about it. They're saying Fraxium's one of the best tag teams right now, and what better way to capitalize that than have them go against the Hardys? I will say Miles Bourne, the guy that was a part of Charles Dempsey's group, he impressed me last night.
Bro, he got roasted last night by fucking by Corey Graves. Because when the Hardys were coming out and making their
Corey
entrance,
Graves
whatever.
is back.
Yeah, he's been back the last couple weeks.
Yeah. I didn't even notice.
So to give a little bit of context, and I didn't even know this until last night, but Miles Bourne is deaf, or at least like very partially deaf. And when the Hardys were making their entrance, Corey Graves was like, the building's going crazy, so crazy even Miles Bourne can hear this reaction. Like,
that was the backstory behind that line.
Apparently
That's funny.
He's deaf. I didn't know until last night.
It's not funny that he's deaf, but it's funny that
that's why it's funny. It's fucking hilarious, actually.
It's like they were getting such a big reaction that even a deaf person would be able to fucking hear it and feel it. And then the that chick that was with him, she was doing like the Hardy going.
My guy, we gotta, we still got a whole ass pay-per-view prediction.
According to PW Insider, NXT Women's Champion Julia is dealing with an injury,
and that is why she's gonna drop the fucking title to Stephanie Vackier.
Wow.
Oh, we got a spoiler. Cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Crazy 101, for that. But I will say, Hardy's returning. Very excited about that. And I love that we got some WWE t-shirts on WWE Shop, which I hope this leads to them. Because of this partnership, I really hope this leads to them having a Legends deal now, where they're still able to work for TNA so that we can get some action figures, get them in the video games, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Because I know the Hardys, they both love that stuff. So
I did hear, I don't know how accurate it is or whatever, but I did hear that WWE is working on building up creative for the Hardys to transition over to the main roster.
Yep, we already talked about that.
We already talked about that.
When you decided to leave. So, with that being said now, guys, let's get into the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. And we're going to try to go through this because we do want to get into our Elimination Chamber predictions, which will be our main event for this week's episode of the live We Are Wrestling podcast, which, if you guys do want to join us, we're live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love interacting with the live chat. You guys are all going crazy right now, all the 12. Soon, hopefully, the hundreds, maybe the thousands. But let's get into our first weekly news. According to Fightful, Carmella's WWE contract has expired. What's your thoughts on this? And we're not going to dive deep into this topic because I know Carmella did say on her social media that she is going to be talking about this more on a podcast, I think Friday or Saturday. But how do you guys feel about WWE letting her go?
Nobody's going to miss her. Not big of an impact. Hopefully, whatever you do next is going to be fun.
It doesn't surprise me. You know, it seems like she enjoys being at home with the kids. And if I remember correctly, because I used to listen to her and Corey's podcast before, I can't remember what the name of it is now, but Corey has 2 other kids that live with them at least part of the time or whatever. So obviously, while he's traveling, she's at the house with the kids or whatever. She just seems like she enjoys that aspect of her life currently. She did.
Yeah,
she,
but we
she
can't
wasn't
really speak
gonna,
for her on that.
No, but she wasn't gonna make like WWE programming.
She's not a drop.
Wasn't gonna be any different with her or without her. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on! Like I can understand. Yeah, she was a draw during her time in WWE.
Yeah, but like what?
She was the first women's Money in the Bank winner.
What's going on now in WWE, bro? If Carmella came
with the new era with Triple H, like she's not a fit there. She was more.
I mean, even they took Corey
before.
Graves off the fucking main roster and put his ass on NXT. Where do you think she would be right now? She'd be on NXT with her husband.
Yeah, crazy. I don't think she's gonna join AEW, but Carmella, I could definitely see her doing like a lot of conventions and stuff. I think that she did have a decent run in the WWE. She was supposed to be only a valet. And the fact that, like, she went from doing just that to actually winning the Women's Championship, being the first Money in the Bank winner, I think they just really didn't have anything for her, which is probably why they just let the contract expire, which does make sense because sometimes you do have to just let people go and move forward. But I do wish her nothing but the best. Like, I do hope that she does succeed at whatever she does because I was a fan of her work.
I'm wondering if they didn't want to renew her contract or if she wanted her contract to expire and she didn't want to resign.
Well, we find out when she does this podcast later on this week, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it next week on the episode 150. With that being said, let's get into our next weekly news. There's a lot of talk regarding top indie star Kevin Knight in WWE. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE is interested in Kevin Knight. It hasn't been said that he's signed, but it's only if something is being talked about within the industry. We don't know who he is, but Ricky does, so let's hear from Ricky Knows Best.
Ricky knows best.
Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Our view's about to skyrocket.
Moxley's just as crazy as him.
They already are. The Ricky effect, baby.
They do it too sometimes. I'll be catching it. It's me, Ricky Williams.
Stop playing.
But that's my opinion.
He's so over.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
What's over our wrestling? What my thoughts on WWE signing Kevin Knight? Very good. I'm familiar with him.
Nope.
Very talented, very underrated, high flyer, charismatic. Got no problem with the signing. Hopefully he makes his stride here at WWE though. I always want to see young, talented wrestlers do good in any environment anyway. Because I'm a wrestling guy first in professional wrestling. I'm not with the other end in semantics and stuff. I'm really with guys that actually get in between the rings and actually wrestle. But this is a good pickup for WWE, a very underrated for W. But that's my opinion. Let me know. Peace.
All right, so Ricky does have some good hopes for him. I thought he would be a little bit more familiar with him, but Apparently not. But I know, Ben, you don't know who he is. Danny, you don't know who he is. And I don't know who he is. So we can't really give our thoughts on Kevin Knight.
We'll see.
But somebody...
I mean, he's got a good look. You know, it seems like he's got the character aspect down. I mean, if WWE is looking at signing him, I mean, the guy must, be worth the time. So I'm looking forward to getting to know him, There's a lot of people that I don't know that end up, getting signed to WWE and they end up becoming, the next big thing or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
We're just going to have to keep our eyes out on him. So I know both AEW and WWE are interested in him, and we're just going to have to wait and see because anything can happen during that. But moving on to our next weekly news and rumors, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Tony Khan believes that Ricky Sane was leaving AEW due to his connections with Cody Rhodes. Do you agree or disagree with this?
I disagree, man. Anything to save his own fucking ass and just say that he fucking fumbled him, dude. Like, dude dropped the fucking ball. He had no fucking idea what he was going to do with him. And clearly just punished him for fucking supporting Cody Rhodes. And fucking supporting Phil Brooks. So Tony just fumbled the ball. He's just too much of a pussy to admit anything. Like, the dude cannot just fucking be accountable for shit when it comes to any of the wrongs that he did in AEW, including the mishandling of his toys. Sorry, his superstars.
Not even
That's the best way to put it.
Wrestlers.
Yeah, back to that's pretty much what I stated earlier on in the show. I did watch. I think it was Chris Van Vliet did an interview with Ricky Starks recently, at least within the last month or so, and he doesn't know why he was kept off TV. He wanted to wrestle. You know what I mean? He was doing indie dates or whatever. And, Tony Khan was allowing him to do that, but he had no idea. He wasn't aware of why Tony Khan was not utilizing him. I don't think it had anything to do with Cody Rhodes because they're like. There was a few AEW talent, if I remember correctly, that were in a skybox watching Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania or whatever, and they didn't get punished. Although, Thunder Rosa, Ricky Starks, there's a couple of it does seem like there's a pattern of stars that are friends with either Cody or Punk or anybody that does Tony Khan wrong that end up being punished because of their friendship with these individuals. So, I mean, I don't want to say it's not 100%, facts or whatever, but it could be. I'll say that.
Yeah, so when it comes to Tony Khan and Ricky Starks, the thing is, like, when Cody Rhodes left, Ricky Starks was regularly on TV, and it was all the way until CM Punk left. Because during CM Punk's AEW Collision, Ricky Starks was one of the guys he wanted to push. And we got to see that. Like, he got the extra pyro, he got more TV time, which was good for his career. But I will say what didn't, and this is why, like, I agree, but I also disagree, because Ricky Starks was the one that was feeding into the bullshit that the media was putting out about the whole, like, speculation thing and then making comments. But then again, if I was in Ricky Starks' shoes where I'm trying to get television time and be, like, on AEW, I'd probably be doing the same thing because they're not using me. So, like, I think any wrestler should have that right to use their voice, their opinion. And I think with Ricky Starks, it's unfortunate that it didn't work out with him in TK, because he was somebody that could have been, I think, a great AEW world champion. They could have built that company around him. He showed a lot of promise in that MJF feud. Like, I remember Ben's reaction to that segment with Ricky Starks spearing MJF with the shoes flying off.
That shit was awesome.
There's a lot of promise there, and unfortunately, due to politics, which AEW does have a lot of that backstage, did
it's
for
a little frat
while.
House.
A lot of the veteran guys, because
Including
Ricky Starks was feeding into the bullshit with the pictures that were leaking of him with Cody Rhodes, Ricky Starks was making it a bigger deal. That, I think, caused a lot of drama backstage, which is what led to him leaving. So I kind of agree but disagree. But I do think, Alex, you are right here. Like, if it is true, like, Tony Khan, he should have just released him earlier. Like, I always say, if somebody's not
Tony
interested...
Khan did not want to release... Same reason he doesn't want to release Rey Fenix. These guys have made it apparent that at some point they wanted to go to WWE. If he was to release Ricky Starks months ago, he would have admitted failure on his part. That's something that Tony Khan is not good.
I know. WWE used to do it too. Like, they still do with certain people. They wait until the contracts. But I don't know. I just feel like if you're like an anchor, like if you're like, let's say you're like the CEO or the boss of like WWE or AEW, like, do you want to have somebody that doesn't want to be there? Like, I don't know. I feel like, exactly. Even Ben's nodding his head here. I know the audio listeners can't see it, but yeah, you can hear it from me. All right, well, moving on now to our next weekly news and rumors. We got some WWE drama. According to Fightful, there is some frustration within the WWE women's division on the main roster in WWE. Several women have noted the lack of focus on developing contenders, the tag team division, and screen time outside of the top of the division. Thoughts?
Like, yeah, a lot of these women want screen time, but have we also discussed the fact that a lot of these women that want screen time absolutely butchered their screen time when it was given to them? I mean, we don't have a lot of stars with star power than what we got working right now. You know, there's even with their call-ups from NXT, only a couple right now are striving. And I can only really think of one at the top of my head that's really striving, and that's Lyra Valkyria. That's the only person that's really striving out of all of this. Right now, I'm not saying it's a sexist thing, but the men just have the interesting storylines going on. Why? Because a lot of them are already self-made stars. A lot of these women can't get it together for whatever reason and can't connect to the audience. So you have to kind of get your ratings where you can get it. And it's kind of the truth. The truth sucks. It fucking hurts. But it's fucking true. Like, if you want this time, get the star power up and don't butcher the screen time that you do have. Because I could name half of those ladies that were up here on that little graphic you had up that really need to step the fuck up.
Here, let's pull up the graphic. Tell me, Ben. Tell us.
Bayley, Zoe Starks, Shayna Baszler, Natalya, even fucking Chelsea Green needs to be booked better.
Yeah, but she is one of them that is utilizing every
so I'm going to drop
second.
Chelsea Green then. But that was half of the other fucking... That is half of the entire thing. Y'all need to step it the fuck up if you really want that screen time. Because all of y'all suck dick on screen right now.
Wait, I just want to say something real quick, though.
What?
When it comes to, like, the women that are on the screen, they're not the ones that are complaining. I just put them on there because I was looking for the wrestler with a mean expression to make the graphic funny.
But notice the women that are on screen are killing it right now. But everybody that I just mentioned on screen, even both y'all right here, can't deny that all of them need fucking work. A lot of work. Noticeable work.
Shayna Baszler hasn't been booked good since she left NXT.
She also can't cut a promo to save her fucking life, Danny.
Oh, wait. Thank you.
So,
I agree.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. You need to have...
I haven't been a fan of Shayna since fucking her NXT run.
You need to have some kind of full... You need to have some kind of decent percentage of the full package in order to really strive on screen and get consistent time, because you fucking fumble it every time you're on fucking screen. So, you know, step it up and maybe you'll get that screen time you deserve, and finally you'll be made a star out of.
I've been saying for a while that the reason why I feel like the TNA women's division is so good is because Gail Kim is the one in charge of the women's division.
Gail Kim brings the best out of those women.
WWE doesn't have that. It's Triple H pretty much, and a couple.
They
of
do
guys
need a woman.
like
They do need a woman to write the shows.
They need to bring somebody
Facts
in
crazy.
to specifically work and
Facts,
book
James.
the women. You know what I mean? Like who knows a woman better than another woman? You know what I mean? Like
Stephanie McMahon needs to book the main roster women's division. I could get behind that, depending on like where we're at. Maybe
she'd be a lot better than fucking Triple H. Anybody
AJ
would
Lee,
be better.
yes,
at this
AJ
point.
Lee would be fucking great. AJ Lee would 100%.
Yeah, she did a lot actually for women's
Heels.
wrestling
and heels.
Yeah, I think she could do a good job at writing for the women.
Not even just writing for the women, but getting them to fucking come out of their shell and cut a decent fucking promo. Like that's where a lot of the shit lies. Is these women can't fucking act for shit. That's where it's really getting shaky. Only a handful really can.
Yeah, but also too, like you have to also blame. You have to also anything can happen when you're live, but you also have to blame WWE because they're going after a lot of these like college 5-star athletes, and they're not going after independent professional wrestlers. Well, now they're starting to slowly, but a lot of these women, they are just signing from, oh, you're a cheerleader at like freaking Ohio State. Let's give you a contract because you're athletic.
Look at Winifred back there, dude, just chilling amidst the chaos. Oh, Winifred. By the way, Winifred is a guy. Winifred's a guy.
We didn't know that when we first got him.
You didn't see the massive knockers underneath his fucking thighs, bro?
No, because he was like kitten when we got him. So he was
his balls hadn't descended. Gotcha.
But I don't know. I feel like
booking the women in NXT good. Yeah, because HBK is a fucking legend.
Yeah, because sexy boy. That's why.
Yeah, guarantee he created the Stephanie Backer fucking move. Dude. Hey, Booker T loved that shit.
Ducky, ducky, quack, quack.
Ducky, ducky, quack, quack. Ah, damn. Yeah, you did.
Okay, but I will give my thoughts real quick on this. I think it's a double-edged sword. Like, I agree with, like, you do have to go out and, like, make the best of whatever situation you're given. Because it's every promotion's like that. Like, if TNA or AEW, even if, like, your promoter is shitty, you have to go out and make the best of the situation. And I think, like, that's why Chelsea Green, for example, has been so successful in her second run with the WWE.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say this, though. I do think that Triple H needs to book the women a lot better.
He does.
Like, because that's one thing, like, I am getting so tired of people, like, with it's a broken record. Like, Triple H is not this god at booking. And I wish people would start realizing.
He was on a hot streak for a second.
I will say, I'll take a bad Triple H show over a decent Vince McMahon show any day of the week.
Yeah. Disagree. Absolutely disagree with that statement. But, yeah, that's another discussion for another time. Moving on to our next We Are Wrestling Weekly News and Rumors.
Hit me with your best shot.
We got some news on Braun Breaker in the Intercontinental Championship. According to WrestleVotes, WWE is considering booking Braun Breaker to defend the Intercontinental title in a multi-man match at WrestleMania 41. If you had to pick 3 superstars for this match to face Breaker, who would it be?
AJ Styles, obviously, because they're building it. I really don't care who else because I don't see anybody. I mean, Ludwig Kaiser, because the homeboy literally just like won a massive match recently on Raw this past week.
Great
Ludwig Kaiser, AJ Styles, which by the way, I just want to say how happy I am for Ludwig Kaiser starting to really, not only pick up some momentum, but he's starting to get opportunities with some really, really solid fucking performers. So, Ludwig Kaiser's another one. I want Sami Zayn the fuck away from it. Ooh,
what about Penta?
Yes, Penta, abso-fucking-lutely. And maybe Chad Gable.
All right. What about you, Danny? If you had to pick.
Yes, Kyle Styles and Penta.
AJ Styles, Chad Gable, and Jacob Fatu. Like in a perfect world, that's. We saw a stare down between Jacob Fatu and Breaker a while ago. And, if we could get that match, that'd be fire. I think they'd be able to tear the house down, to be honest with you.
So if I had to pick 3 people, I have AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Penta.
Oh, that'd be a banger.
With Breaker, dude, that'd be such a good fatal 4-way.
That'd be a banger.
I do,
but I kind of hope we do get. I hope it's like a 6. I hope it's like a 6 or 8 man match, and I hope it would be like elimination style.
Oh, like over the top rope, like a
like a pinfall type of thing.
Oh, dude,
I feel like that.
Dude, just like a free for all match, dude.
That'd be fucking sick. Last man standing match.
Chaos.
The last man standing match, bro. Yes, give me an 8-man last man standing match. That'd be sick as fuck. That'd be sick as fuck.
Just like elimination match.
Yes.
Like if you get pinned, you're eliminated. And then,
the scramble match. The 8-man scramble match.
A scramble match, yes.
Yes.
Wait, what's that? What's that match where Brian Kendrick won the title?
Scramble
for
match.
Like a minute. That was a scramble match?
That was a scramble match, yeah.
We need a fucking scramble match. WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. Book it, Paul.
They did
Book
it for the WWE title on
Papa.
SmackDown.
Papa.
Yeah.
Papa.
I do
Triple
feel
H.
like
Papa
I do
H.
feel like
Papa H.
I do feel like Braun Breaker is potentially going to be dropping the title to Sheamus. I have a strong.
Get
feeling
the
that-
fuck over
Eat my ass.
Sheamus.
All right, next.
All right,
next,
we're moving
next,
on. Get
move
over
on.
fucking
No,
Sheamus.
next.
Oh my god, you might as well
That
dye your hair
bottle of
fucking
milk
orange.
expired. That bottle of milk,
fuck.
fucking dude. That bottle of milk expired back in 2009. Go.
All right, moving on to our last We Are Wrestling Weekly news and rumors. We got a huge update on Shane McMahon and Tony Khan's meeting. According to Fightful, a source close to Shane McMahon says Tony Khan never followed up after their meeting. The source couldn't confirm if Shane wanted equity in AEW, but said it seemed like Shane wanted to run things despite lacking familiarities with AEW's product or business model. The source also claimed Shane didn't take it personal and that Tony Khan may have thought he was joking about the idea, but after the meeting, Tony Khan ghosted Shane. Do you think Tony Khan made the right decision to not let Shane run things in AEW?
Well, I do gotta.
You could have had him on for creative at least, but to run it, no.
I gotta let you know something.
That's balls.
Fightful are not the ones that broke that story, to be honest. They're the ones that followed up on it, but they're not the ones that broke it. The one that broke it was Jonathan Coachman, because he did a podcast, and he has a podcast with Vince Russo. Well, Vince Russo was out that day, and he had JD from New York fill in.
Of course he fucking did, Danny. Of course he fucking did. Nobody slobs on JD's knob more than Danny fucking Huckins.
Knows best, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Ricky knows best.
Believe in
Let's
me.
go.
God bless you.
Thank you, Ricky. Ricky's getting the viewers back up. He's getting the viewers back up. Bullshit.
They do it too sometimes. I'll be catching it.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Stop playing.
But that's my opinion.
He's so over.
Well, apparently Ricky, guys,
Ricky knows best.
has
ladies
his
and
opinion on
gentlemen.
this.
Ricky
Let's hear
knows
from
best.
Ricky Knows Best.
Believe in me. God bless you.
And everybody wants my thoughts on this.
God bless you.
Shane McMahon, Tony Khan not letting Shane McMahon run AEW. I don't really know because Shane McMahon looked like he's good for the business. He looked like he's good for business. So a lot of things he wanted to do in WWE, he got shut down for it, for unknown reasons and for obvious reasons that I'm not going to get into. But Shane McMahon, if he did run AEW, I think he really does care about the business. He wants the business to grow by any means. Just like in WWE when he tried to, like I said, he got shut down for it. AEW, he might have some good, like, he might upward AEW to the next level, but we'll never know.
Ricky?
Because
I'm surprised.
It doesn't seem like he's going to be running AEW anytime soon. But you never know because the year, like, everything is still young, too. Like, everything is still getting into place. That's just my opinion now. Let me know what y'all know.
Raw Underground was terrible, bro.
And Raw Underground was booked solely by Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, I feel like he has the longevity and he has the McMahon name behind him, but he doesn't really have that great of a track record. No, Raw Underground was 100% Shane McMahon.
It was a good concept, but
It just
the
didn't
execution
It was
was
also
poor.
during the fucking pandemic. So, who the fuck wants to remember that?
It was a sick fucking concept though, but it fell short and it didn't stick.
Ooh, real
do
quick,
I
guys. Let's answer this real quick. Alex Johnson. Shane McMahon would book the shows way better
Facts.
than Tony Khan. Agree or
Facts.
disagree?
Facts, there'd be structure at least.
I think so. You know what I mean?
Again, pick him up for creative. Don't pick him up to run shit. Like the whole shit.
The whole
But I think
point
with
of-
Shane,
the whole-
it's like all or nothing.
The whole
That's kinda what I'm
overall
getting at.
concept. The whole overall concept of AEW was to get away from, the bleak McMahon, Black Cloud or whatever that was over pro wrestling at the time. And if you all these years later, if you have a McMahon come in and start running and booking stuff, I mean, that pretty much is like screams, "Oh, I failed. I need help." fixing this.
You see, that's why I kind of
Yeah, I agree.
feel like Tony
was
Khan actually did make a smart decision here, because you are kind of right, especially with like the online criticism that AEW already gets. Imagine Shane McMahon's like running it. Like you're never going to hear it. It's going to be 10 times worse than what it is already. So I think like for once Tony Khan was actually not wrong here. Because with Shane, like, it does feel like it's all or nothing with him. I know before his latest exit in WWE, like when he had that Rumble incident, it was one of those all or nothing situations, which is why like he did receive a lot of heat for it. So I don't know. I knew there was something going on if like there was no meeting follow up, Shane not showing up when like the Death Riders became a thing. Like I felt like it wasn't happening. Like I knew it was too good to be true, because like, he's a McMahon, and, like, why are you gonna let a McMahon run, like, a promotion that you made to go against the McMahons?
Exactly.
And to help
like,
wrestling out as a whole.
The whole ghosting thing, I feel like, is, thrown out of proportion in a way. Ghosting is usually if somebody calls or texts you and you just totally, like, read their messages but ignore. I think they had a meeting. I think Shane McMahon, asked Tony Khan, or told Tony Khan, what he would want to come in. And Tony Khan was like, well, all right, thank you. We'll be in touch or whatever. And, they just never had another meeting. That's not necessarily ghosting. So I feel like people are just blowing this way out of proportion.
Well, Shane and Tony Khan did put each other over after, like, the whole picture leak.
Exactly.
Too.
I highly doubt Shane McMahon fucking blew Tony Khan's, phone up or whatever, and Tony just totally fucking, ignored every single message.
Ben's reaction is, who gives a fuck?
Ben's like this whenever AEW is involved because he doesn't watch AEW.
Just let it out, Ben. Just let it out, your demons.
That, we still have a whole fucking pay-per-view to predict as well.
Hey, yes. I was game to have this be an entire prediction show. Donnie wanted to do some news on top of it, so.
Well, hey, we're learning.
That's one.
We're learning, man. We're learning. I know it's all a process.
No, there were some things that definitely needed to be covered, though. I get that.
I know there's some things that didn't. I know. Just trying to save some time. All right.
No,
I know.
I got you, man. I got you. But like, fucking Shane, yeah, you do not want him to be a part of AEW, because at that point it's like, damn, like exactly like you said, we need a McMahon, even though this is what you're trying to get against. You don't want him anywhere near the fucking company. You really don't.
Crazy 101 just said he's not familiar with people in AEW, so why would he do that? He would call random mask guy Rey Mysterio.
Big facts. Big fucking facts, Crazy.
Yeah, I did hear that Shane McMahon, he didn't know.
Only TK plays with TK toys. TK doesn't like to share.
Yes, Bradley.
That's the best comment so far tonight.
Yes, Bradley.
Yeah, I did hear that Shane McMahon, he didn't know anything about AEW's business model. He didn't know a lot of the people in the company. I just feel like it would have been a big mess.
But a cameo would have been cool. I do agree with you on that.
I feel like if they would have brought him in for the Death Rider storyline in some way, that would have been cool. But having him in charge, I mean, that would have just screamed Tony Khan failed at this, and he needs help cleaning it up.
Yeah, no, I agree. But you definitely made a great point there. So now, with that being said, before, guys, we get into our WWE Elimination Chamber predictions, let's get into the We Are Wrestling Getting Put Over segment, where every week Ben, Danny, and myself, we alternate and we pick one past, present, or future professional wrestler and we put them over. And this week, I got to pick, and I wanted to go with one of my favorite wrestlers as a child, and that is Scotty 2 Hottie.
Turn it up!
That was good, Ben. That was good. All right, so to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that are a part of the live episode right now, which you can check out every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel for free, we want you guys to answer these questions about Scotty 2 Hottie. Your favorite title run, favorite match, favorite segment, favorite year, and one what if. So, with that being said, guys, let's get into the getting put over here with Scotty 2 Hottie. The way we like to start this is pretty much talking about the accolades, which believe it or not, Scotty 2 Hotty does not have a lot of accolades.
No,
he
does
is
not.
a one-time WWE Tag Team Champion with Grandmaster Sexay, part of Too Cool, a one-time WWE Light Heavyweight Champion for like a week, and a one-time WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champion with Rikishi.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into now our favorite title run of Scotty 2 Hotties. Ben, let you take this away.
Ironically enough, it was the tag team title reign with Rikishi. Because Rikishi, man, like, there's just something about the Samoan bloodline. And whenever you're in a tag team with a Samoan bloodline member, it's always memorable and entertaining in some way. And Scotty 2 Hotty unfortunately suffered from the Spike Dudley syndrome, where he was more of a jobber. He was more of, somebody who just kind of got beat up for the screen time. He's kind of like the Akira Tozawa of our time, and it's unfortunate because Scotty was actually super talented. And if you watch a lot of his matches today on the indies, dude, he's
Really
still
good.
fucking got it, but he's fucking good, man. Like, he's genuinely good. And I kind of hate that he was used kind of as, a prop, again, a jobber, somebody that was known for it, kind of like Funaki was too. But this was great for them, like this is when Too Cool was at their hype, man. They were part of the latter end of like the fucking Attitude Era going into the Ruthless Aggression Era. Like, they were fucking pioneers and early starts from that, dude. So, and again, they were one of the earliest members to hold those specific molds of the SmackDown tag team titles as well.
Yeah, and I will say, like, with Scotty 2 Hotty, this is why I love the Getting Put Over segment. Because, like you said, like, Scotty 2 Hotty was somebody who's very talented that never really got the opportunity to show what he can do. That's why when it's my turn on the Getting Put Overs, I like to go after those underrated guys that people aren't putting over and talking
They need their
about.
flowers, bro.
And I want to give Scotty his flowers.
Absolutely.
Because he had to go to Turkey to get a hair transplant.
Dude gets buried
because
every
of him
fucking
spiking
match.
his hair up.
He needs actual flowers, man. He gets buried every match. He needs his flowers.
Well, Danny, I do know your favorite title run, and that was when Rikishi freaking
Kiss my ass club. Nice.
Oh man,
Bro, where'd you get that fucking picture of me, bro?
I don't know where fucking
I
got
don't
that
know
picture
where
of
the
you either.
producer got this. We're gonna have to ask Ricky. But my favorite tag team title run, obviously, Grandmaster Sexay.
Look at that
I
throw.
loved the original Too Cool and the Attitude Era. They were so good. And I don't know, man. Like, their chemistry was so entertaining. Like,
Oh,
for
yeah,
me,
dude.
I really enjoyed them even
Rest
before
in peace
Too
to
Cool.
Grandmaster, bro.
Brian Christopher, man.
Yeah, dude.
But that's the thing though, like with Too Cool, I really enjoyed them even before they started this gimmick as Too Much. So
Yeah.
to see them like start off as like jobbers in the WWE, competing in the light heavyweight division, which is why Scotty 2 Hotty actually got a WWE contract, because they needed people for the light heavyweight, and he was putting over guys for like 6 years before getting signed.
Yeah.
And man, like for them to like just be two light heavyweights that were only having like 2-minute matches, to like getting a shitty gimmick but making the best of the situation and then winning the tag team titles, man, like couldn't have been any better. And we got Alex Johnson. My favorite Scotty 2 Hotty title run was the tag titles with Grandmaster Sexay.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
let's get into our favorite match. Ben?
Dean Malenko, Backlash 2000. That fucking match was actually genuinely sick as fuck, and Scotty looked fucking great in that match, dude. And Dean Malenko, man, is one of the best to do it in the ring, and he's like the pioneer of a lot of the wrestlers that we have today, and he trained a lot of them. So this was just, a really, really good show out with two professionals on a really, really good stage, because Backlash, man, was a hell of a fucking pay-per-view after WrestleMania. So, yeah, man, this one stood out a lot to me.
Oh, absolutely, man. And Dean Malenko is like the pioneer of that light heavyweight division.
Yep.
Him with the Radicals and stuff. Very entertaining. We know your favorite match, Danny. Okay, so for the audio listeners right now that aren't seeing the visual here, The Rock is holding Danny, forcing him to kiss Rikishi's fucking Samoan fat ass.
Them fucking cakes, bro. That fucking pound cake.
And you guys are probably wondering why The Rock is holding Danny here. Because Danny did not do his homework this week, knowing that we were going to be putting over Scotty 2 Hotty. I hope you're enjoying that stink face, Danny.
My favorite.
Well, that's
moment,
not cool.
My favorite
So
moment from the Too Cool was Royal Rumble 2000 when Rikishi and them danced or whatever, and then Rikishi eliminated.
You
him,
see,
but,
you
like,
could have answered that in favorite segment, you asshole.
Yeah,
All right,
you
let's
piece
get
of
into my
shit.
favorite match. Mine has to be this match at No Mercy back in 2000. It was the Dudley's Tag Team Elimination Table Invitational. So basically, they had all these teams coming out, and they all were in a big table match. And I just really enjoyed this one as a kid. Like, I remember it, getting it on VHS at Blockbuster. And I always enjoyed that opening match with, like, just all these random tag teams. I thought it was a really cool concept that I'm surprised they didn't do more than
I love
one.
that shit.
Dude, you gotta watch it. It's really good.
I love that shit.
Now, let's get into our favorite segment. Danny, you could have answered this one. But, Ben, what's your favorite segment?
Muhammad Hassan preventing Scotty 2 Hotty from entering the 2005 Royal Rumble by giving him a cheap shot and giving him a nice camel clutch, bruh. Yeah,
Man,
dude, that
Muhammad
was so
Hassan,
fucked.
so underrated.
It was so fucked because 2005 had a very interesting ramp and stage setup because it had an Outsiders theme for it. And Scotty was hyped as fuck to get in that match, dude. Like, he was fucking dancing and shit. And he was like hyped. He looked right into the camera and got fucked up 2 seconds later by a fucking angry ass Arab. So yeah, dude, that was what 2005 was honestly one of the most hype Royal Rumbles that have ever fucking been we've ever been able to witness, dude. I'll always go back to that show because it had moments.
Well, you know what Danny wants to go back to since he didn't answer this question?
The
Rikishi stink face. All right, well, my favorite segment of Scotty 2 Hotties has to be the Royal Rumble 2000. Like, this was such a cool spot. And this is where I became a huge fan of Too Cool. I think that this was the perfect opportunity to get this faction over. And then the fact that, like, after a little dance break, Rikishi just throws him out of the Rumble. Like, that was just a great spot. And you have to have those in Royal Rumble matches.
Yeah, bitch.
Well, we got Alex Johnson. My favorite Scotty 2 Hottie segment is when him, Grandmaster Sexay, and Rikishi did the dance during the Royal Rumble match. Absolutely.
Yeah, bitch.
SmackDown could be a tag team brand. What was back in the day.
Yeah, bitch.
But now let's get into our favorite year of Scotty 2 Hotties. Ben?
2000, because that's the year that tag team titles with Grandmaster Sexay happened, and when Rikishi won the Intercontinental title. It was just a really, really hot year for all of them. Like, it was just, honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, it was Too Cool's best year. Like, that was like honestly their hot, like their fucking. That was like their sky at that point because like they were really getting pushed in their divisions, you know, and it was just to see a stable have all the gold, you know, especially in a time like that where there were a lot of bigger stars out there, especially in their company at the time, which was like the mother lode of, you know, professional wrestling. The fact that they were getting pushed, you know, in the first year of the new fucking millennium, you know, they were the headline of it. So that was a huge year for them.
Absolutely. Danny, we know your favorite year.
Absolutely, James.
Rikishi stink face. What year was that, Danny, when you got the stink face to Rikishi?
2002.
Danny prefers not to answer.
Shit.
Was it 2002?
All right. Well, my favorite year of Scotty 2 Hotties has got to be 2002. Like, I did enjoy Too Cool a lot in like the 2000s. But like in 2002, I really liked the way that they were pushing Scotty 2 Hotty as like a singles act. Like, yeah, like he wasn't a big thing, but like it was just cool to see him like have that singles run to like have that opportunity. And I thought like he was always just one of those good baby faces that like the kids like just generally enjoyed because of the worm and just his like goofiness. Like I really enjoyed 2002, especially that Royal Rumble return.
Fuck yeah, bro.
But now let's get into our favorite rivalry, and unfortunately, I don't think Sky Duhati has had any rivalries.
He hasn't.
Because he's just such a friendly guy, so I decided to do something here special, and we have to put over the Worm!
Oh my god, dude, yeah.
Because the Worm was one of the most popular finishers in the Attitude Era, and this is what really helped Too Cool get over. Man, Scotty Duhati just getting ready to go and then just doing the freaking WORM, freaking hopscotching, and then doing the crazy little worm and then doing his little kung fu thing. Like, I freaking loved, like, Scotty 2 Hottie's finisher, and the
Oh,
worm
yeah,
was
dude.
just genius.
Bro, we need to have a
it's
match
not very
between
often,
Otis and we need to have
My
a match.
favorite rivalry is the
We
worm.
need to have a match between Scotty 2 Hottie and Otis.
Bro, they already had that moment. I think they already had that moment.
No, I
on
don't
a
think
house
so,
show.
actually.
Oh, really?
No, wait, dude.
I think on a house show.
But even probably a house show, yeah, because I think Scotty 2 Hottie was a producer with WWE for a couple of years. I think he's the one that actually gave Otis like the okay to do the worm.
Yeah. So,
but that would have been such a cool spot at like a Royal Rumble. Imagine them two doing the worm at the same time.
facts.
That would have been so good. But now let's get into our biggest what if. And Ben, we'll let you start with this.
What if Scotty 2 Hottie was given a proper singles push and was genuinely given like time to shine and show who he was and what he could do under his skill set? What kind of superstar would he be had they changed his gimmick and give him an actual chance to actually win his gold and prove himself, and actually be a superstar? What would it have been like?
Yeah, because with Scotty 2 Hottie, like a lot of the times, like you were saying in the beginning of this, like he did have to put over a lot of people, and he would wrestle a lot more on like Sunday Night Heat and Velocity.
Yep.
Like this match here with Nuncio, like this was before SmackDown.
Yep.
So like honestly, like man, him getting a proper push, like can't argue with that. Danny, I know what your biggest what if was. What if Rikishi fucking farted in your face?
This fucking dude just burying him.
During the Sting phase.
He said, "Ha ha ha, you a bitch." Got
Yeah,
your ass.
Rikishi said, "This is what you get for don't doing your homework."
Yeah, little bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry, Danny. I had to do this to you, man. This is what happens when you don't do your homework.
Yeah,
But-
bitch.
Because when it's your turn, I do my homework. So, my biggest what if would have to be Grandmaster Sexay turning on Scotty 2 Hottie. Because we never really got that during like the run with them, because they both got over as a tag team starting off as Too Much, and then they obviously debuted as Too Cool, which was massively over with the crowd. But then like Grandmaster Sexay, he did have a lot of personal issues going on with his career, and he did like to party a lot more, while Scotty 2 Hottie was more he would just lay low. He was relaxed, just did his job, that was it. And like imagine Brian Christopher like never had those issues. Like they could have done a great like turn. Because I remember watching a lot of like the old light heavyweight stuff, and like Brian Christopher, man, Grandmaster Sexay, one of the most underrated wrestlers in my opinion. Like I feel like not a lot of people talk about him like as a great like because he is a second generation wrestler because of Jerry the King Lawler. And like I feel like he would have been so good as a heel, like if he turned on Scotty 2 Hottie. And then of course Scotty 2 Hottie, he was always so popular with the fans with the whole worm. You could have made like a whole jealousy angle. Like they could have really done something there, and it could have catapulted both of them rather than like let Scotty 2 Hottie get lost in the shuffle.
Facts.
But yeah, man, another great I feel bad for Danny. I don't feel bad at all. I enjoyed that. But guys, this week for our Getting Put Over segment, we put over Scotty 2 Hottie. And even though he didn't do his homework this week, it is your turn, Danny. So next week, who are we putting over?
I say we should put over Sami Zayn if we haven't done it already.
We have not done Sami Zayn.
God fucking damn it. Okay.
Well, next week, guys, we are going to be putting over Sami Zayn. All right, well, with that being said now, guys, let's get into our main event topic. And this is the topic you guys are all been waiting for, and we want to hear your guys' predictions as we go through the matches one by one. We have our WWE Elimination Chamber predictions. And we do want to let the Maniacs know that this Saturday on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, we will be doing a live watch-along. Danny, over on his personal channel, he'll be doing a watch-along to it as well. So if you are looking for somebody to watch Elimination Chamber with, the link is down in the description box below.
Yeah, ho.
Exactly, and if you watch on a computer, you can have The We Are Wrestling stream pulled up and my stream pulled up, man.
Yeah, ho.
Yep, at the same time. But I do want to ask the Maniacs here in the live chat or even down in the comment section below, when it comes to the pay-per-view, PLE predictions, do you guys want them to be separate bonus podcasts, or do you want the full episode to be just that and we do the news as extras? We want to hear from you guys because at the end of the day, you're the viewers, you're the listeners, and yeah, we're going to do whatever you guys want. So, with that being said, let's get into how we feel about the build-up for Elimination Chamber this year before we get into the matches.
It's a lot more on. There's different circumstances going this year. You know, like it feels bigger, especially with John Cena's involvement, The Rock's involvement, everything that we kind of got, geared up going towards WrestleMania this year, which is apparently going to be another must-see event blockbuster. So, I mean, it's not the greatest build-up. I've seen better. But at this point, I've also noticed the never-ending trend of when the build-up shit, the end result is incredible. So I'm feeling those vibes again. So I think we're in for some holy shit moments this Saturday. I don't think it's going to be a bland event. I think that there's some things that are going to happen that is going to change the whole spectrum of what we've ever known so far.
All right, so Danny, what's your thoughts?
It's more unpredictable than it has been in previous years. You know what I mean? That's the fun thing about events like this, especially with like something big on the line, like who's gonna be main event to WrestleMania. Like just having all kinds of speculation, and us as content creators, it gives us something fun to talk about and digest, and think about all these different scenarios, that are running through our heads or whatever. Like if we knew exactly what was gonna happen, before it actually does happen, it'd be kind of boring. I like things like this. It gives us fun things to talk about, man. So I'm looking forward to it. And the men's chamber match is fucking stacked, bro.
Absolutely. So my thoughts on, hey Nate, what about We Are Wrestling? You don't want to watch it on We Are Wrestlings as well? You can watch them on both. What the hell, man? Live Saturday.
Bitch.
But yeah, Nate doesn't like us, Ben. But my thoughts on the Elimination Chamber build-up, I do like how unpredictable it is, but there is some matches that just feel forced. Yep. Like it doesn't feel like WrestleMania, like we're on the road to WrestleMania. But I will say, I think that the show is going to deliver more than the actual build-up itself. So I am generally looking forward to like the whole show itself, especially with Rock and Cody, and then seeing who's going to win the men's chamber, because like we said earlier, I think that CM Punk, that's a great case you made, Danny, for him being the corporate champ, being the Rock's champion. But then Ben at the same time made a great case about John Cena being the corporate champ, and because he's been down that similar road as the Rock. So honestly, like this chamber is going to be very unpredictable, but it's also going to give us some answers. And for next week's episode, let us have a better idea of how we're going to fantasy book WrestleMania 41. So with that being said, guys, let's get into the matches. And if you guys are part of the live watch along right now, we're going to show the graphic of the match, and we want you guys to tell us who you have winning. Ben's going to give his thoughts, Danny's going to give his, and then I'm going to give mine, and then we're going to listen to you guys, and then we're going to move on. So, our first match here we have is the Women's Elimination Chamber match. We have Roxanne Perez versus Bayley versus Naomi versus Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair.
This whole fucking match is a goddamn mess. It's a whole goddamn mess, bro. Like, it feels so fucking forced. Like, if I'm going to be honest, I see Roxanne Perez winning this in a fucking upset just because it's just so fucking messy. Like, it's so messy.
You know why, Ben, it's so messy?
Why?
That's why.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll go ahead and I'll say whoever I think is winning. I'm just gonna say Roxanne. Just to
All right,
it's
Danny,
disappointing.
Your thoughts on it?
I agree with Ben 100%. This match doesn't seem like they're booking it to be a big deal. This past Monday on Raw, they did little to no promotion about it. We had the segment between Punk and Logan, and Seth came out later on in the show, whatever. And it seems like the only thing that Rhea Ripley's concerned about right now is her match against Io Sky Monday night, which is after Elimination Chamber. Doesn't seem like she's worried about who she's going to end up facing at WrestleMania. And that's a massive problem. If I had to pick, I do think that Bianca is going to win because it just makes the most sense. Like, I don't see it being Bailey. I don't see it being Lyra. I don't see it being Bailey or Liv. I don't see it being Roxanne, Naomi. Like, the only one I can see it being is Bianca Belair.
Yeah,
That's stupid
so
as fuck.
I'm not looking forward to this women's chamber match. They've done a horrible job with the build-up. And, I don't understand. So, the winner of this is going to be going against Rhea at WrestleMania. But what's going on with her and Io Sky? Why is Io Sky not in the match when they've been teasing that? That's what I don't understand.
Because Rhea Ripley got involved in Io Sky's qualifying match, and the referee saw Rhea Ripley take a swing at, I can't remember who she was facing. It might have been Liv Morgan. And because of that, Io Sky got disqualified. So to make it up for it, Rhea Ripley went to Adam Pearce and got Io Sky a title match for the Monday night after Elimination Chamber.
After Elimination Chamber, and this is the problem with these short fucking PLEs. But I will say, I think that all 6 of these women are very talented, and I think that, it is going to be a great match, but the build-up was just not there. It wasn't that good. They didn't really invest any time into it, just like the Women's Royal Rumble. And this is why I see, I understand why the women are frustrated right now with WWE's creative. But if I did have to pick a winner here, damn. All right, so I want Roxanne to win, but knowing WWE, they're going to give it to Bianca. Unfortunately, they're going to give it to her because we haven't got her versus Rhea on the big stage, and I think that that's going to be a great match.
And they have been teasing it slowly over the last couple of months, whatever, that they were going to have a match between each other. So, and the only other person in the match I could see winning is Liv, and I don't want to see Liv and Rhea again, bro.
I don't want to see fucking Rhea and Bianca again. I fucking stupid.
All right, well, let's read some of the Maniacs here real quick, and then we'll move on to our next match. I have Bianca winning. James all day, nobody wants to see Liv versus Rhea again. I think we're all in agreement, except for Alex Johnson here. He predicts Liv's going to win because Bianca and Naomi will be busy with the Jade thing. Roxanne and Bailey might be feuding with each other, and Alexa will be a part of the Wyatt Six. Yeah, unfortunately, I do see that. Io heel turn, that could possibly happen because she
the only
was
way
being
I'll be
booked
okay
better.
with Liv winning is if Io Sky ends up beating Rhea on Monday Night Raw, and it's Io and Liv. I don't.
Yeah,
wanna
but you
see
have to
Liv
have
versus
Rhea at
again.
WrestleMania, so I don't see that happening.
I just don't want to see Liv and Rhea again. I'm sick
But
of the whole thing.
crappy booking. Definitely crappy booking. But moving on now to our next match here on the card. We have an unsanctioned match. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Is anything going to get exciting anymore? With the, I feel like we're just crossing the same path again, over and over. What? It's an unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber. What does that mean? What's the specialty of it? Is it
So unsanctioned is a match that pretty much WWE doesn't have any control over. If the two fucking kill each other, it's not their fault. They did it a lot in Ruthless Aggression.
Nothing. There's
I don't know. I felt like they should have waited for Sammy versus Kevin at WrestleMania. I feel like that's more.
If Kevin
worthy
Owens
case.
wants to take a fucking microwave and fucking bash Sammy in the head with it, and potentially fucking almost kill him, WWE isn't gonna do anything, and WWE cannot be held responsible.
Yeah, pretty much on what Nate said. Soon as the bell rings, they will throw hands. But
Okay.
Danny, what's your thoughts on it?
I am so looking forward to this match, man. Like, I think the run that Kevin Owens has been on, from the time he, first turned on Cody and from the time he took out Randy and then, the whole thing with him, his hatred with the bloodline and, Sammy and Kevin Owens have a long history with each other. And like, it really solidified this match for me when we saw Kevin Owens outside of Sammy's house and that promo, whatever, that he posted on his social media. And then, you heard the promo between Sammy and Jackie Redmond on Monday. He was like, I went to Kevin Owens' house, with unwill intentions. Like I was going to do something extremely horrible. And Kevin wasn't there, but his mother was there. And I was just thinking to myself, like, this is not me. You know what I mean? Like that entire promo, like you could tell that Sammy was speaking like from the heart. And this is going to be probably the best match of the entire show, I think. I do think we see Randy Orton during it.
I am really excited about this match. I do think that the build-up has been very solid, but my problem is the placement of the match. I think Elimination Chamber, it should have been Kevin versus Sammy in a regular match. Then WrestleMania, give us the unsanctioned match. Because they deserve to be on a big stage. Because now, with this unsanctioned match, this is the end of Kevin versus Sammy, and especially with their history going all the way back to Ring of Honor, being best friends, should be WrestleMania.
Not necessarily.
And I think that this is another Triple H missed opportunity.
Because they could do the same thing that Kevin and Randy did, when they were in Saudi Arabia. They beat each other senseless. They both passed out and they had no choice but to stop the match or whatever. And then they carried the match over to another show. I could see them doing something like that.
But now with like Randy Orton,
Canada,
they kind of fucked
Canadian.
themselves.
They want to get them
predicament.
on the show.
Yeah, and they're not doing a good job at it. But who do we have winning this match, Sammy or KO?
KO.
I'm just neither. I'll just say that neither.
All right, so you think nobody's gonna win? So here's what I think is gonna happen. I think that Sami Zayn, he's gonna beat Kevin Owens because Randy Orton's gonna come out and help him. I kind of have to agree with James here.
What? Yeah, but you also got to look at it from this standpoint. What if Randy comes back as a heel and helps KO?
He'd have
because, like, in the back of his mind, like, he knows everything that KO's been doing, he's been right about. You know?
But giving him the pile driver, like, why would Randy team up with him?
There's no fucking reason for it.
Triple H kind of fucked himself here at the booking. I see why Ben's not excited about it because the build-up could have been a little bit better. But I think the match will deliver.
Oh, the match will be a banger, but I'm not invested because
maybe I have a different perspective because like I see the good in a lot of things that WWE does. Maybe it's because like part of it is because I stream when I'm watching the episodes or whatever. So like I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the conversation with my community. I'm enjoying just everybody just hanging out with me or whatever.
That's a fair
maybe
point.
I have a different perspective. You know what I mean? I'm not just watching the show as somewhat of a fan. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be a content creator as well. So,
but that's the thing, though. Like, as pro wrestling fans, we all do see things from different perspectives, which is why, like, here on this podcast, we're all going to have different opinions. But that's what makes the show entertaining.
Yeah.
But, Danny, I don't think you could justify any good reason why this match is happening. Moving on, we have a women's tag match. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Candice LeRae and Nia Jax.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I did not want to show that graphic. Trust me.
Fucking kidding
I
me?
know your reaction to this.
Again, Trish Stratus is on the card because she's from Toronto. This show's in Toronto.
Yeah, we have other women that want opportunities, and we're not going to give them to them. It's fucked up.
I'm so disappointed.
Can you justify that one, Danny, or no?
This one, no. Do I
Okay,
think it's
that's
going to
fair.
be entertaining to the least?
I thought you were going to pull some shit out of your fucking Rikishi stink ass or something.
I don't know, man. I definitely feel like Trish and Tiffany are gonna win because, like, why would you pin your, WWE Women's Champion before WrestleMania?
And you already know who's gonna take the pin.
Unless Trish Stratus, more than likely.
No, it's gonna be Candice LeRae. She's gonna take the pinfall.
Candice LeRae. Unless they did a thing to where Charlotte plays the distraction card or whatever, gets one over on Tiffany and Trish. Trish Stratus takes the pins, therefore protecting in a way Tiffany Stratton, and that gives her some momentum going into Mania. And Tiffany Stratton beats Charlotte Flair to retain the title at WrestleMania.
And you see, this is the problem here because, like, Saturday Night Main Event, why did we get Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley when we should have gotten Tiffany versus Nia? Like, we never really got, like, a finished, like, story there. And, like, they had the months to build up the whole, like, Money in the Bank teasing
I'm trying my
thing.
best to make, to see the good in it. I can't.
And Danny a year ago would have fucking been flaming the shit out of this. That's the Danny we need right now. But, in all seriousness, like, this match, it's because Trish is from Toronto.
They should have put it on the pre-show. This is why WWE, I feel like, they need to bring back matches on the pre-show. You know what I mean?
We need fucking 6 to 7 matches on a card, not fucking 4 or 3. That's the problem. And, like, AEW, they do too many matches. WWE does too little. Why can't we just meet in the middle? TNA has a perfect amount of matches on their card.
I will say, I feel like the reason why they do that is to give the matches more time. And it gives it more time, more like...
Yeah, but
it's
like...
easy to digest.
Yeah, but more time with the shitty build-up makes me less excited.
I don't...
Because I feel like every good match, you need to have a solid storyline. Yeah. But let's see here. I think everybody in the chat pretty much has... Tiffany winning and Trish. I think it's obvious what's going to happen. So now let's get into our main event match, which is the men's elimination chamber.
You forgot
the winner will be going
Cody
against Cody
segment,
Rhodes.
Bro.
We have Damian Priest versus Logan Paul versus Seth friggin' Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk versus John Cena. Take it away.
The Cody Rock segment's going to happen after the fucking chamber match, bro. No, it's gonna happen after.
Well, no. The Cody and Rock thing, I saved that last because we need to give our prediction to this because that's what's gonna lead to our opinion about the Rock and Cody.
I think Cena's gonna win it. I think Cena's gonna win it.
All right. What about you, Danny?
I think it's gonna be Punk, man. As much as like I don't want Punk, I don't want Cena either. I don't want to see Cena. He hasn't won a singles match since 2017. I don't think he should, just because it's his retirement year, go to Mania to main event and win. And I don't want CM Punk to main event Mania because that's the one thing that's really driving him right now and motivating him. Like, the only thing he wants to do is main event WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, and once he gets that, like, what's going to be his motivation to want to continue? You know what I mean? So you got to look at that factor too. So I got to go with Punk because I'd rather him over Cena. I feel like there's more of an in-depth story you could tell with Cena on his road to capturing number 17 than just, it's Cena's last year. Let's automatically give him the win. Because if he goes to Mania, that's going to make it uber predictable because he's not going to be in the main event and fucking lose.
Yeah, so you see, I'm still like in the fence between John and CM Punk. I don't see anybody else winning this. But I am going to probably, because here's the thing, like John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, that really does have the potential of being one of those once-in-a-lifetime matches. And that's one thing that WWE is all about, is storytelling. And with Cody versus Cena, that's like The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. It has that same feel to it, because now Cena is towards the end of his career, just like Hulk Hogan was back in 2002. And The Rock, that was Cody Rhodes. He was carrying the whole WWE together. But if I did have to pick who I would want, I'm going to have to go with... Because CM Punk, like... That would be really cool, but like a heel John Cena would be legendary. So I think I'm going to have to go John Cena. Even though I do feel like CM Punk is going to win, My prediction is John Cena.
I will be okay with Cena winning as long as he loses at Mania.
He will lose at Mania.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think they're going to have John beat Cody.
They're not going to. If anybody's beating Cody, it's CM Punk.
Yeah, or Cena becomes the heel, and
Like
The
I
Rock
said,
helps him.
Yeah, my
and he wins the
take I already
title.
gave you. Yeah, I gave you guys my take on the whole final boss scenario, the main event for Mania, the main event for fucking Elimination Chamber. That was all one answer.
Yep. All right, well, let's see what the Maniacs here are saying, because we got a lot of different answers. We got Crazy 101, Cena. We got Spencer, Cena, James, CM Punk. Crazy 101 doesn't care about CM Punk getting his main event. Nathan says Damian Priest. I don't know where that one came from. I think we all can agree he is not winning the match. No. Alex Johnson, I predict CM Punk will win because WWE could tell a good story for Cena struggling to get his 17th world title. Very true. James, SummerSlam, Punk versus Cena for the WWE title. That would be fucking awesome. And Kick Daddy. And then we got Bradley here wants Drew McIntyre, which I think McIntyre will win the title, but not now.
I'd be wild if Priest fucking won. I'd be like, what the fuck?
I feel like people will get really disappointed about that. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
I feel like apparently, according to a lot of people, WWE are struggling to sell WrestleMania tickets because, like, ever since Jey Uso won the Rumble, because there's a lot of people that are just not into.
No, they're
that
struggling
booking.
to sell WrestleMania tickets because their shit skyrocketed high. $8,000 for some tickets. Get the fuck out of here. $650 for nosebleeds. Fuck, suck my dick.
It is true. The ticket prices have skyrocketed, and you can't say Jey Uso is not a draw, dude.
No, dude,
every episode of Raw,
stadium.
the dude's getting the biggest reaction out of everybody.
I'm not saying that. I've heard that, from PW Insider and a couple other sources or whatever, Ringside News. Like, I've heard
JD
that
from New York.
No.
Rikishi's ass.
No, I get it though. Like, I don't know, man. He's over, so I feel like they would for Jay.
Yeah, Crazy 101's right. They're struggling to sell because it costs 3 months of rent. Why do you think I have not went to a WWE show since TKO has taken over?
Yeah, dude, no.
I'd rather go buy wrestling figures than fucking spend my whole rent.
Yep.
But guys, with The Rock and Cody, is there anything else you guys want to add? Anything else for Chamber? Or everything has been said?
We pretty much covered it.
Yeah, I submitted my prediction for that one.
Alrighty. Well, let's close off this podcast here, and we want to know down in the comment section below your thoughts on all the topics that we talked about this week on the show. I'm also going to be putting a poll out within the next couple of days, asking you guys if we want to separate the predictions from the show. We're gonna put some options for you guys to choose from. But I think we're going to definitely separate news and predictions next time. But if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now. Turn on the post notifications. If you're listening to this wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode.
Yeah.
Links down in the description box below. If you guys want to go get a meet and greet ticket for the Blue Meanie, pre-sale tickets are available now. And we will be live this Saturday for WWE Elimination Chamber. We'll be doing a live watch along here on the channel.
Yeah, boy.
And also down in the links below, you can go follow Ben, Danny, and myself over on our social medias. And if you want to go on Twitch, you can go to Ben's Twitch. That link is down below. If you want to go to Danny's live watch-along channel, where he's also doing reactions to woke culture and other videos like that, you can go to his, down in the links below. And if you guys are into wrestling figures, you can go check out my stuff. The links are down in the description box below. But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are Take It Over. Peace.